Back on the show, and we're definitely, and when I say definitely, I'm talking about definitely in need of the Gen Z perspective right now. So let's jump into it. Gen Z alone could change the tide of the 2024 election. There are so many of you. There's so many of you that are potential voters. But my question to you is, will they vote? Will they vote or will they stay home? I guess the better question is, will they vote for President Biden over, say, a potential President Donald Trump?
Yeah, so first of all, thanks so much for having me back on, Michael. It's great to see you this morning. I would say a couple of things. So first of all, there are a lot of polls and headlines out there right now showing that Biden is really losing the youth vote and that young people are voting or preferring Donald Trump over Joe Biden. That's simply just not the case. And I think it's important for, when we're all consuming the news, to be aware of sort of how those polls are conducted, because most of those polls that are being released and they're through the method of phone calling only. And if you have someone young in your life, you probably know that it's very hard to get them to pick up the phone. So to get them to pick up a phone from a random number is very challenging and very, I think, not representative of most of Gen Zers. The Gen Zers who I talk to are generally unaware of what President Biden has accomplished. And there are a lot of things that he's accomplished, and we can get through them in this episode, but it's been pretty remarkable. I would say this president has probably been the most pro-youth president in at least my lifetime, probably in modern American history. But the thing is that young people don't really know about those accomplishments. They don't feel it. And that's going to be, I think, part of the challenge for President Biden as he heads into re-election, because unlike 2020, I think what's going to be really important in this election is giving young people not just something to vote against, right? Most young people who I talk about are very against Trump. They don't like any of the policies he stands for. But what they care more about, I think, this time around is something to believe in, something to vote for. And I think that's going to be the challenge that President Biden, his campaign, is going to come up against, is how do we reach young voters where they are? How do we get those facts across in a way that's meaningful and in a way that's authentic? And I think that's going to be, over the next 10 months, the biggest challenge when reaching Gen Zers. But I think if they can do that, young people will overwhelmingly vote for Biden, just like we did in 2020, and then we turned out again in 2022 and in elections this last year in 2023.
Okay,